Welcome to Traditional Wedding Ceremonies, where we explore wedding cultures around the world, one episode at a time. The Igbo people of Nigeria are renowned not just for their industrious spirit, but for their deeply rooted cultural traditions, and among the most revered of these is marriage. They inhabit the southeastern region of Nigeria, spread across states like Anambra, Imo, Enugu, Abia, and Ebonyi. The Igbo language is colorful, tonal, and rich with proverbs. It carries the wisdom of generations. And when two young people fall in love, their journey toward marriage becomes a family and community affair. Unlike Western style relationships where couples might elope or plan weddings in isolation, the Igbo traditional marriage begins with iku aka, which means to knock. It is the traditional introduction visit where the groom's family formally goes to the bride's family to declare their interest in marriage. It symbolizes gently knocking on the family's door, an act of respect, sincerity, and intention. This step is not rushed or casual. Preparations are made, gifts are gathered, respected elders are chosen to speak on the groom's behalf. When the groom's family arrives at the bride's home, they do not immediately declare their mission. They speak indirectly, using proverbs and subtle language. For example, they might say, "We saw a beautiful flower in your compound, and we have come to inquire if it is being watered by anyone." This kind of respectful, poetic phrasing honors the bride and her family. The bride's family, in turn, receives them with caution and curiosity. They retire briefly to consult with the bride. Her consent is paramount. If she agrees, the family returns with smiles, and the tone of the meeting changes from inquiry to welcome. At this moment, the OG, which means kolanut, is brought out. In Igbo culture, kolanut is not just a snack, it is sacred. To present it is to welcome, to break it is to honor the ancestors, to share it is to seal goodwill. The elder who breaks the kolanut offers prayers, not only to God, but also to the ancestors who watch from the unseen world. This spiritual dimension is central to Igbo life. Every major event is made complete by invoking both divine and ancestral blessings. Drinks are served, a small token may be given, just enough to signify sincerity, but not the bride price. The Iku Aka visit is simply the beginning. What follows is a series of carefully observed customs, background inquiries, and discussions among both families. Between Iku Aka and the next major ceremony, weeks or even months may pass. Families use this time to conduct discreet inquiries into character, family history, and reputation. Marriage is not just between individuals, it is between umunna, meaning the extended family or kindred. These ties form the moral and social backbone of the union. When the groom's family passes all checks, the bride's family sends word that they are ready for Im Ego, the stage where the bride price is presented and negotiated. The Ime Ego, which translates as payment of money, is one of the most colorful and symbolic stages of the Igbo marriage process. But it is not a purchase. It is not about buying a wife. Instead, it is a public demonstration of the groom's family's ability to honor, provide for, and enter into a respectful alliance. As the ceremony day approaches, the bride's family prepares a dowry list. This list is detailed and deeply symbolic. It includes items not only for the bride but for her immediate and extended family, her mother, her father, her brothers, and village elders. Common items include tubers of yam, gallons of palm oil, cartons of malt or soft drinks, crates of beer, traditional fabrics such as George wrappers, beads, headscarves, and toiletries. For the mother-in-law, fabrics and jewelry. For the father-in-law, walking sticks or sandals. Symbolic animals like a goat or cock may be requested, each carrying meaning depending on the community. Most crucially, there is mmányà ogoro, which means palm wine. Palm wine is a drink of truth, celebration, and ritual importance. It is used in prayers and poured during blessings. Another key item is the oke oji, meaning a male kolanut, which symbolizes fertility and strength. No significant ceremony in Igbo culture is complete without it. On the day of Ime Ego, both families gather again, often in the bride's family compound or a chosen meeting hall. The elders take the lead, seated with dignity, as gifts are arranged for presentation. Some items may be brought out in sequence with ceremony and humor. The bride's family then inspects the offerings, sometimes exaggerating disappointment just to provoke laughter and lighten the negotiations. The bride price itself is usually modest. It may be presented in an envelope, counted publicly, and then symbolically reduced. In many communities, the bride's father will say, "I am not selling my daughter. Take this as a token to show you are responsible, but remember, she is priceless." This reinforces that marriage is not commercial. It is built on dignity, respect, and mutual commitment. Once all is accepted, prayers are offered, more OG is broken and shared. The elders bless the couple and ask the ancestors to guide their new home. With the Imi Ego complete, the families now consider themselves united. But the final and most joyous event remains, the Igba Nkwu. The Igba Nkwu, which means wine carrying, is the crowning ceremony of an Igbo traditional wedding. It is when the bride publicly affirms her husband before the entire community. The setting is festive, held in the bride's family compound or a large event space, depending on preference. Music fills the air. Drummers, singers, and sometimes hired dance troupes arrive early. Vendors set up food tents. Guests wear their finest traditional attire. The bride is the star of the event. Her appearance is striking. She wears a blouse and wrapper made of akwiti, or richly embroidered George fabric. Around her neck and wrists are coral beads. Her head is adorned with a beaded crown or head wrap. Her feet may be decorated with chalk or henna designs. Each part of her look is carefully chosen to reflect pride, femininity, and heritage. The groom, also regal in appearance, wears the isi agu shirt, which features lion motifs paired with trousers, a red cap, and sometimes a staff. The red cap marks his transition to manhood and leadership. Before the wine carrying ritual, both families perform introductions. The bride may enter the ceremony more than once, each time in different attire, escorted by friends and siblings. These entrances symbolize transitions and honor the guests who came to witness the union. When the time for the wine ceremony arrives, the bride receives a cup of mmányà, freshly poured and sometimes covered with a white cloth. Her task is to find her groom among the crowd. Guests cheer her on as she walks gracefully, escorted by her friends and guided by traditional music. When she finds him, she kneels and offers him the drink. If he accepts and drinks from the cup, the union is affirmed. He then gives her a token gift, such as an envelope with money. This moment marks their formal declaration as a husband and wife. The crowd erupts in celebration. Elders come forward to pray over them. Blessings are said aloud, wishing the couple fertility, peace, and prosperity. Then the feast begins. Guests are served a variety of traditional foods. Dishes like ofe onugbu, meaning bitter leaf soup, ofe nsala, a white pepper soup, akapu or pounded cassava, okpa, steamed bambara cake, isi ewu, spiced goat head, and jollof rice are laid out in abundance. The aroma is as rich as the culture. Music and dancing take over. Traditional instruments like the ojin, a metal gong, and the udu, a clay pot drum, keep the rhythms alive. Children dance, elders smile, photos are taken, stories are shared. Through it all, the foundational customs remain. The OG, the wine, the kneeling, the prayers. These are not decorative, they are sacred. In recent times, modern elements have blended into these weddings. Wedding cakes, ring exchanges, Christian prayers, and bouquet tosses now feature in many Igba and Nkwu ceremonies. Some couples hold joint church and traditional weddings or include DJs after the traditional drumming ends. Families print matching outfits or souvenirs. Social media now broadcasts these moments far and wide. These additions do not replace tradition. They live beside it, telling a story of cultural resilience and adaptation. It is important to remember that this account reflects a traditional Igbo wedding where both partners are from the Igbo ethnic group. Practices may differ by village, by family, or in inter-ethnic unions where customs blend. Still, the values of community, respect, and continuity remain. For the Igbo, marriage is never only about two people. It is about families, about legacy, about spiritual alignment. It is a bridge between generations. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the heart of Igbo marriage. If something in this story touched you, whether it was the meaning of Oji, the joy of the wine carrying, or the beautiful blending of tradition and modernity, please share your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe for more in our Traditional Wedding Ceremonies series, and until next time, may love, culture, and community continue to bring us together.